What's up, everybody? This is Kaous with Kaous Games, and today what I want to talk about is my experience with Dark Souls 2. I beat it a little while ago. I just got been busy, so I just want to kind of give my thoughts on it. Uh, so it's no secret at this point, if you've been watching my videos, that I'm a fan of the Souls series, and I was worried about Dark Souls 2 because it was under new management. They were taking the new directions with it. Or that's what I heard originally when it first announced it. But the original creator would be in a more of a director supervisory role, more so than the hands-on. So I had concerns at first, along with a lot of the other people in the community. But having played the finished product, I'm proud to say it did not diverge much at all from the formula that made the Soul series great. However, I do feel like maybe a few points were missed with how to tell the obscure story that they did in Demon Souls and Dark Souls. With this, I feel like they maybe focused a little bit too much on this game is really hard aspect instead of it's hard, yes, but really it's another important aspect of the game was unraveling the hidden story in the game, as people like Epic Name Bro would really focus on and be fascinated with. Demon Souls, a lot of things that were inherent in the environment itself told important parts of the story. And same thing with Dark Souls. Dark Souls, there were things that you just picked up through items and things, and then it was fascinating. It made you want to unravel more about the game. This one, I feel like they trolled a little bit with it. They were like, the first cutscenes in the game were really basically old ladies talking about how you're going to die over and over again. And it's just going to happen. You're going to die a lot. And, they basically forcing it down your throat there, saying, oh, yeah, you're going to die. And basically set the tone like this game is really just about the difficulty. Of course, there's a story to the game. There's hidden aspects to it, but it's not as apparent. Even now, like you pick up items, and it seems that things were more randomly placed than before. They have, cameos to things that were in the other game, Dark Souls, like, Ornstein's a boss. Why? From what I can gather from Dark Souls 2, it takes place long after the events of Dark Souls. So why is you killed Ornstein quite resoundingly. So I'm wondering why he's back, or if it's not him, then who is it? It's wearing the same. It's like basically a palette swap of Ornstein, the Dragon Slayer. So it's like there's some things in the game that they just kind of throw, cameos in randomly, like the Belfry Gargoyles again. They rehashed that boss fight, which is with more gargoyles and smaller versions. And I just wonder about, were they just trying to make the game hard just to make it hard, which is fine, but still, there was a certain. I would like to see it more of a direct connection to the events of the first one. It is, like I said, placed outside of the time frame of the original Dark Souls. So I can gather that much from the things that I found, items I found. I get that, the idea is in a long forgotten age, the Lord of Light, Gwyn, the events that happened with Gwyn are long over. They don't even remember who he was at this point. Yet they still try to find a way to have the bonfires being an important aspect of the game, and I'm not quite sure why. Maybe there's some experts, but people out there who might understand the story a little bit better than me. I'm not sure why there was so much emphasis on the bonfires again. Okay, it made sense in the first one to link the fire so you can rekindle or let the first flame die out. And that's what Gwen did, and that's why he turned hollow and went insane. There's events in this game that happen that you just don't really ever feel connected with. Like the final boss, a spoiler, Nashandra. Who the hell is that? You know, Gwen. I knew who Gwen was. You only have to know who the, have to have much experience with the story in Dark Souls to eventually figure it out. Nashandra, I don't know who the hell that is. They people complain about there being a story in the Dark Souls games, but if you pay attention, usually the Soul series games, if you pay attention, you know who you're fighting, you know what's going on, and you understand. You can pick out bits and pieces from the way it was told. That it basically told the story very silently, but it still told the story well. Like Artorias, for example, you didn't really need much explanation to understand him in the DLC. And the way he even fought was so detailed, and it had relevance to the story. He had a broken arm, and he would swing that little thing. When you move, he would, wiggle that thing around. He couldn't really move it. Why? Because he was protecting the Grey Wolf Sith when he went down to the abyss to try to fight Manus. Got his shit broken, and because he used his shield, he protected the wolf with the shield, and got his arm broken in, so he can't move it. And he got corrupted by the darkness, which is why you fought him in the first place. See, this little bits and pieces are well told, a story in silent fashion. You can pick it up just from understanding what items you pick up, the description, that it paints the picture. It was as masterfully done in the past Souls games. Where in this one, it's just like, I think they missed the point. You still got to tell the story, but you do it silently. You do it skillfully. You do it in a subtle way. They just kind of throw shit at you, and I don't feel like they do it as gracefully in this one. The game is still great. Don't get me wrong. The meat and potatoes is still there. The game is bigger than the other two games. The environments are nice. They're nicer than the other ones. They're more diverse than the other ones. However, it just seems like something's missing. They're like, that final boss in Dark Souls made you feel something. Like, because, he was Gwen. You know what he went through. Out of fear of the darkness, he sacrificed his own self to keep the Age of Light going, even though it was just an illusion in the end. And it was a tragic story, which is why the final boss music, Gwen Lord of Cinder boss music, is so tragic sounding. It painted that picture perfectly. These games are actually masterpieces normally. But Dark Souls 2, I feel like they missed the point somewhere. With that, they don't paint the picture as gracefully in this one. And that's, so for that reason, I don't think it's quite as good as the original Dark Souls. I put it about on the same level as Demon Souls, even though Demon Souls did things better than both Dark Souls have. I like the MP system in that, gameplay wise, and the PvP in Dark Souls was, a lot more satisfying. If I was going to PvP, but Dark Souls did a lot of things well. It's just, people complain about the health loss. So when you die, your health gradually goes down. Well, I didn't care about that because I played the whole Soul series. I know a Demon Souls, when you die and go to Soul form, your health goes down to 50% anyway, unless you have the Cling Ring, in which it will bring it back to 75%. That was that happened immediately. It didn't happen over time, so you didn't have a grace period like in Dark Souls 2. So people bitching about that. It didn't bother me any. Okay, just point blank. But Dark Souls 2, like I said, it's great game. But I feel like they missed the mastering how to paint that picture. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I need to play through it a couple times. Although I'm only my first playthrough, I've beaten every single boss. I'm trying to see what I can get done on my way to getting a platinum trophy on the first playthrough before going on to subsequent playthroughs. That's my ultimate goal. It's tradition for me to platinum the Souls games. I platinum Demon Souls and I platinum Dark Souls. Now, I'm trying to see what I need to do platinum Dark Souls. What I can get done this time, what I've missed on my first playthrough, and have to do next time. Unfortunately, I still got a lot of exploration to do. I'm gonna try to max out some covenants to see if there's any spells I need to get from doing that. I Dark Lurker, I beat him, which was them, I should say, because that was pretty difficult. But uh, I managed to beat them, and I got that out the way. I won't have to do that again, luckily. So there's a couple things I'm gonna try to do before I move on to the next playthrough. Of course, now I've got other games to play. Like I played that short ass demo. I have to agree with Angry Joe's points on that. I mean, even though as a Metal Gear franchise fan, I regret having to spend $30 on that. Um, but and of course now I'm playing. Even currently now I'm playing Second Son, so I'm getting that in. I've just beat that game, and I'm just getting all the side stuff done. I'm very fascinated with what they're doing there with the paper trail thing, with the detective thing. You can go online. They built fake websites and stuff, and that's pretty cool. But back to the point, I'm talking about Dark Souls here. But yeah, if you're a Souls fan, this is a great addition. I just felt like if you were looking for a deeper experience, and you enjoy the way that the previous Souls games painted the picture of the world and the mystery, the mystique of the world, and and the way they drew it together without really blatantly in your face drawing it together. I feel like they missed an important aspect of that in this game for some reason. I don't know. Maybe there is a story there, and I'm failing to see it. I'm failing to uh to internalize it here. But no, actually, I really feel like the story is even less, is more obscure and vague because, in the first Dark Souls, first Demon Souls, they explain in the opening movies, they always explain the gist of the story. And they gave you a baseline to go off of. Demon Souls, the fog came across the land, demons turning, corrupting the minds of people, souls start getting stolen and turning people into into hollow beings, and made them go insane, make them lose their souls. They turn into hollow beings and they seek out your soul, or the soul of the living, or untouched by the fog of madness that was produced by the old one. They gave you a solid baseline, then you can build the story from there. Now, Dark Souls, they showed the four lords in action and what they were about, and they gave you the baseline of what the game might be about. So then you built from there. You made your inferences in your mind, and you built off that same frame of reference. In this one, I feel like the opening scenes don't really give you that. You don't quite know what you're getting into. You don't have a baseline to go off of. Honestly, I'm not even sure why Vendrick ultimately went hollow. Because Vendrick goes hollow. We know that because you fight him in his hollow form. Why? Who the hell's Nashandra? Why is she there? Why is she the final boss? I think like I said, I think they missed some points there. But like I said, it doesn't really take too much away from the overall greatness of the game, which is the meat and potatoes of the Dark Souls games, or Soul series games, has always been the gameplay. But still, I don't know. Like I said, ultimately it's still a great game. It's still worthy of the Souls title. But maybe as I play more, maybe it's even more of a masterpiece, and I don't realize it yet. Maybe I have to do more digging and exploration to understand what's going on. Because like I said, technically I'm still on my first playthrough, even though I've beaten every single boss in the game already at this point. And by all means ready for my second playthrough. Could have been done with it by now, but I'm more focused on the most efficient way to get the platinum at this point. So I'm holding back. Also, I have other games to play, so I've been, jumping back and forth on that. I had to finish up Castlevania Lords of Shadow too. On a whim, I had bought that, and the first Castlevania, because I never got around to playing the first Castlevania Lords of Shadow. I regret it. After playing the first one, I enjoyed it greatly. And even though the critics are shadow on Castlevania Lord of Shadows too, that was a great game too. Great hack and slash games. I enjoyed them greatly. I recommend them. But then, of course, I had to finish up Lightning Returns, and did that. So I've been busy. I've been a busy man when it comes to gaming. Been getting a lot of good gaming in lately. And, happy to be occupied with these games. And I'm, just going to keep getting it in. But with that said, though, if you're a fan of the Souls series, man, obviously Dark Souls is a no-brainer to you. But I'm just, that's my little gripes with it, though. It's all the story. I feel like there's a certain level of obscurity now that has even made it even more obscure than the old ones, because the old ones were still clear enough to where you could follow it if you tried. This one is even more difficult because I don't feel like they gave you a solid baseline to go with in the first place, whereas they did in the first Souls games, which was masterfully done by the original director. But that's just me. I'll be talking about other things later. But until next time, this has been Kaous with Kaous Games. Gamers Game On.